The committee will come to order. A quorum being present, the committee meets today to consider a resolution adopting the rules of the committee of the 113th Congress. I'd like to begin by welcoming back my ranking member, Elijah Cummings, and those members on both sides of the aisle that worked so hard in the last Congress to brand this committee as the committee that works harder, holds more substantive hearings on waste, fraud, and abuse in the Federal Government than any other and all others combined. I think we can all agree, particularly after yesterday's inaugural address, that there are challenges to our government. There are challenges that our President put out in no uncertain terms yesterday, and there are challenges that occur under both Republican and Democratic administrations. There's no question that, as the President said yesterday, that he knew that in a time of scarce resources, in order to invest, we were also going to have to find savings and make hard decisions. I want to embrace that because, in fact, this committee can do more, if we do it right, to ensure that the maximum amount of dollars are available for the legitimate uses of government. Today, this committee is organizing itself in a different way than we did 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I chose to have 7 subcommittees. I did so because I thought that would be the best way to flesh out the maximum number of areas that needed addressed. I still do. But I also believe that we now need to focus on legislative agenda and specific metrics that will allow us to, in fact, find targeted savings in the Federal system that do not compromise the health and welfare of America or the legitimate pay and benefits of the Federal workforce. I believe to do that, we're going to have to work together in a way that we did not in the previous Congress. The ranking member and I have discussed a number of ways we can work together. It is my intention to work very, very hard on a bipartisan effort to find those areas in which both Republicans and Democratic members can agree that we should prioritize the search for legitimate savings in the Federal workforce and the elimination of waste, fraud, and abuse in government. After our organizational meeting, we will enter a hearing on IT procurement process reform. This is one that the ranking member and I have discussed. It's one that's bipartisan. It's one where we know that we depend on information technology. We know from countless hearings that our history of what we try to do and what we write off in the billions of dollars is legendary in IT. For that reason, I believe this committee is uniquely positioned because we do not have any sacred cows in any part of government. We do not care whether the savings comes out of DOD or Department of State or any other part of government. What we want to do is make sure that our dollars are well spent. And I think this committee can do so in a way in which we make the procurement changes, let the appropriators and the other authorizing committees then find ways to use those additional funds freed up either for better IT or, in fact, for other uses of government or, in the odd and unusual circumstance, an actual reduction in spending. And with that, I'd like